Chloe Swarbrick.
Mr. Speaker, I guess at this point in time the question really has to be asked what words are left. If we find 6 of 68 government MPs with a spine, we can stand on the right side of history.
That is completely unacceptable to make that statement. Withdraw it and apologise.
No.
Then leave the House for the rest of the week.
Happily.
Point of order.
Point of order, Ricardo Menendez-March.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just have to go back at the video record to make sure that I have the correct words from the Speaker who was in your chair earlier. Can I just check with you relating to Standing Orders 90? Because Chloe Swarbrick was told that she was to leave the House for the remainder of the week. Standing Orders 90 makes it pretty clear that the provisions are only there for a day. So can I please have your confirmation as to whether this is a departure from Standing Orders?
I'll take some advice on that. All right, thank you for bringing that to the attention of the House. The clerk will take some advice on that. But at this stage, the Speaker's ruling will stand until you hear otherwise.
Speaker Jerry Brownlee says there is a way back into the fold for her.
If the member comes back in tomorrow and at the start of proceedings after the prayer, takes a point of order and withdraws and apologises for the offensive remark, then that will be fine. If she doesn't, then she'll be leaving the House again.
Point of order.
Point of order, Ricardo Menendez-March.
Thank you very much. And I'm just raising this at the earliest available opportunity and having sought to not interrupt someone else's speech. Just seeking your clarity on the ruling that was made and whether that's applied to just Chloe Swarbrick or members as well who left the chamber after being required to apologise. So seeking clarification on the consistency of who this ruling is being applied to, and further seeking clarification as well as to whether this is specifically to the language of growing a spine, which I wanted to note that there's been several instances of that language, including in 2022 and 2023 by the Honourable Judith Collins and the Honourable Paul Goldsmith. So just wanting to seek clarification as to, again, whether this is just in relationship to one member who didn't apologise and that's applied to others, and whether it's specifically to the use of the language which has occurred before.
I'm sure it's in relation to the member, and so I don't know, you would, if you've heard, had relayed to you what the Speaker's ruling was that because she hadn't apologised, then the requirement that she only be stood down for the day was overridden by the need for her to apologise for that. So she is required to attend, or it's up to her tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon when the House resumes to actually, at the first opportunity, to make that apology.
Speaking to the point of order, what I was seeking clarification is that wasn't the only instance in which someone was asked to apologise and didn't and left the chamber. And so far I have only heard the ruling applied to one specific member. And so that's why I'm asking as to whether this is a new, for example, ruling in which any member that leaves the chamber without apologising just has to basically apologise the next day as is being required of Chloe Swarbrick, or whether that's also going to be required of other members who have left the chamber without apologising after being asked to do so.
Well, at this stage, it is the determination is in relation to Ms. Swarbrick. So there's the speakers will always have discretion to apply the rulings as they to fit the circumstances which they're confronted with, and that's the circumstance now. So at this stage, there is always the opportunity to create or to rewrite the standing orders and the Speaker's rulings. At this stage, I can't make a decision on that. So it is this stage, the rulings that have been presented by the Speaker are in relation to Ms. Swarbrick.